just
All
Hey,
right. Well,
Austin, I'm going to mute everybody and accept you and Bryce. Welcome to Coffee with Crusaders this morning. Austin is going to be running our meeting today. Thank you all for coming. So, Austin, take it away.
all right. Well, hey guys. Now, as Lori said, I'm Austin. Austin Speakman. Uh, I am on. I'm one of the I think 5 advocates we have. Yes, 5. I can count. Uh, but like so the self advocates hired by the board, and well, I want to introduce some of you to if you haven't met them already, to the other advocates that are here. Starting with let's go with Bryce. Oh, Bryce.
Hello?
There you are. Okay.
There you are. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. My headphones were off of me, but they were still, I don't know. Just I had some
Yeah, yeah,
headphone
yeah.
issues.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, Bryce.
My name is Bryce Coey. I'm an advocate. And my kind of special project, what I'm interested in is like doing the social media for us and, advocating via social media and trying to get our messages out there online.
You know, you just remind me that I forgot to tell y'all my special project as well, which is the work with the schools. Like,
Yeah.
I do apologize for that. No, you wanna go next?
well, I am Noah Hiles. I'm an advocate at the Pioneer Sector Board of Disabilities. My passion project is recruit volunteers, do Special Olympics. So doing well. Passion project's doing pretty well. We went to Payne Valley. We got 4 or 5 athletes who are going to be playing, and I don't know how many volunteers we got recruited, but we're hoping to recruit more throughout track season because Lori needs the help before summer games. So we're trying to do that as much as possible.
All right, yeah, he's very passionate about that. Connor, you wanna go next?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Connor. I'm also an advocate and whatnot. My passion project is just learning more about the company and whatnot,
Like the field, yeah.
people with disabilities and so forth. And so yeah.
All right. I think. All right. So then, now let's introduce everyone else here. Uh, let's introduce our good friend George here first.
Good morning. You guys will hear more from me in a bit. I'm the IT director for the Ross County Board Pioneer, and I'm going to join you all today.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see. Hunter.
Hi guys, my name's Hunter, and I am a longtime worker at Roosters, and I'm also a board member at the Pioneer.
All right. All right. Let's do. Was it Crystal? Yeah, Crystal. Oh, oh, there we go.
My name is Sabrina. I am a advocate for Special Olympics, an athlete, basketball, track and field, and bowling.
I'm DJ, and I have the same thing as her.
All right. Well, good to meet you both. I haven't actually meet both of you yet. Good to see you. All right. Let's introduce the people of Goodwill. You guys want to unmute your mic?
Goodwill might just have to wave to us. I think they are far away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, you just give us a little wave. That's all right. Let's see. Oh, I see Easter Seals just joined in. Hello. I don't know if Easter Seals will be able to introduce themselves or not. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'd say they're listening also, Austin.
Oh,
First Capital might though.
Oh, First Capital, yeah. You guys want to introduce yourselves, First Capital? Good. Oh, are you guys also just listening in?
Sounds like it, buddy.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All righty. Glad to see y'all here. Now I want to ask Bryce here. Can you give us a recap of the last in-person meeting we just had? We had last couple weeks.
Absolutely. So it started off with you passing out the meeting agenda, and just like we just did, everybody went around the room and introduced ourselves. We talked about like our special projects and you know what everybody's doing and all that kind of stuff. And then we played a little game about what our favorite holidays were and how we liked our tea before Sarah Hicks from Easter Seals, I believe, over there started talking about advocacy and like she talked about the Circleville, Ohio busing system, um, Special Olympics, her ISP, a situation with some roommate of hers that was not good, and just basically about how she advocated for herself in all those different situations. Then there was the guys from People First, Craig with a K and Michael. And they talked about the OOD organization helping them start a business. One of them, Michael, I believe it was. We also spoke about how he advocated to move to an apartment. Craig spoke about all kinds of different things about advocating, like at the state level, like laws and bills. We had a long conversation about that. About like different bills, like I believe it was 174, which would give universal medical health care to all those in the state, as well as Bill 427, which has to do with that law where people got away with giving disabled people less than minimum wage.
Last one we definitely talked a lot about, and now oh, we should probably do something about that.
Yep.
Right. Now I also want to ask everyone else here. What you guys you guys want to tell me about the last in-person meeting if you guys were there, and how'd you like it? Who wants to go first? Uh,
I'll start. I enjoyed Craig with a K. I was not aware that there was a thing where you could pay people with disabilities a sub minimum wage for work, and I think it's exciting that that is being talked about at the state level, and that they do have a bill they're going to do away with that. I think that's beneficial to all of us here today, especially those of you looking for a job, to know that if you do equal work, that you're going to, from now on, get equal pay. And I think that's very important for everyone, but especially people with disabilities who have been put in that sub minimum wage category for so long. I think it's exciting for all of us that they're wanting to do away with that. So that's something I enjoyed from the last meeting. How about you, Hunter? Anything you had to say about the last meeting?
I would say I learned a lot and it was very knowledgeable. Um, I liked how they went into detail about the different laws and the different things that they're trying to change on a state level.
all right. Hey, all right. Good. Thank you, Hunter. No, you want to go ahead and tell us what you thought of the last meeting?
All right, it was very, very, very inspiring to learn how I just didn't know that till now, until that was new to me. That was new, and it was pretty inspiring, pretty amazing. They were saying with that kind of stuff. It was inspiring and stuff. So very inspiring and touching about it.
Yes, we learned a lot that day.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. What is it? Hey, Bryce. What do you like about the last meeting?
So yeah, I liked that they informed us about stuff like that 14C certificate that, people can get to pay us less, which sucks. And how they're trying to fix that. I enjoyed learning about Sarah's story a lot. And really, I just enjoy, being here and learning about everything and talking to people. It's fun.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree entirely.
For those of you that
What's
weren't the last in-person meeting, Sarah Hicks, who's there from Easter Seals, waved Sarah. Sarah talked about how she advocates for herself. She had a transportation situation in Pickaway County that she was very vocal about, and she actually fixed that situation while she was there. So shout out to Sarah for that. Good work there, my friend. So that was kind of a recap. DJ and Sabrina, that last time was your first time joining us. Do you guys have any thing to say about that last meeting?
Well, we did enjoy ourselves when we was there the last time.
Yes, we did.
All right, well, great. Okay, Austin, continue, sir.
All right. Now, actually, was Connor here last time? I can't remember.
No,
He wasn't. Okay.
I don't
All right.
believe so.
Okay.
Were you, Connor?
Were you there? Were you there in the last meeting, Connor? I can't remember.
The in-person one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the in-person one.
Yeah, yeah. It was fine. We had talked about a lot of good topics and whatnot, and so yeah, I thought it went really well, and fixing the problems that I heard from people and whatnot. And so yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right. I could not remember if he was there or not. Thank you for reminding me there. All right. Uh, I think that's everyone, right? Yeah, because everyone else can't really do that.
Right.
What?
Anthony's not on, Austin. I can fill in for
Yeah.
him just real quick and let you guys
Yeah. I was gonna
know.
say.
Anthony Mustard is one of our advocates, and Anthony has been attending NAMI meetings, which is a mental health organization. Anthony's passion project is he wants to start a peer group for mental health. And he wants to start having meetings here at the admin office for Pioneer. I think we're going to try to start those in June. And it will just be a meeting. It'll be during the day where if you guys want to come and attend, there'll be a facilitator there with him until he is able to facilitate the meetings on his own. But it'll be just a chance for you guys to get together and maybe talk about some things that you're going through in a comfortable environment, a safe environment. I believe mental health is something that's a really big topic right now in the world, and especially, in our community with things that are happening. So Anthony wants to be able to provide that group so that people with disabilities can come together and just talk about mental health. And, again, it'll be a safe space for you guys to open up, maybe share with each other. And Anthony's been going through some training for that. So that's something to look forward to here in a month or so. It'll be another service, another thing that we can offer you through the advocates. And Anthony's been working really hard on that.
And I like to add that it's not only I don't think it's only just good for like people with disabilities. It's also good. It's good for everyone, really. So I think it's great. I think that's great. Um, now of course we can't really ask Anthony about his experiences. Unfortunately, he's not here. But that's all right. In that case, we're gonna give the floor to the IT director of the Pioneer Center, George Myers, who's going to be talking about us when it comes to social media and safety when communicating with people online.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys having me here. So I included a little bit more in what I'll talk about than just social media. So hopefully that's okay. There's a lot of different things that we do online, but I want to start out with a quick story. So this is a story of a person I'm not going to tell you that person's name, but this person lived in Ross County. This was a few years ago. This was a gentleman who was in his 40s and who liked to visit chat rooms. So this person met a woman in a chat room, and they conversed for a period of time. I'm not sure how many weeks or maybe months. He agreed to meet this person live, and in person, not just online. And the person offered to pick him up in a car and take him for a date. So the two of them went out, and he realized pretty soon that they were not actually going to go on a date, that she was driving out of town. She drove this gentleman all the way up to Marion, Ohio, which is a couple of hours away. She took his phone and wouldn't let him communicate with anyone else. And she took him to her house. And there was no way that he could find to get a hold of anybody to let them know the situation that he was in. And she had him living there for a couple of months. She had his Social Security benefits redirected. So the checks came to this house that they were living in. And then she cashed the checks and took the money. And it was only by a very, very lucky situation that he was able to get himself out of this. There were some things like records of his that were gonna help this woman take more money from him. And they were back in his apartment in Chillicothe. So she drove him down there. And luckily for him, when he got into the building, the door locked behind him. And she was outside. And so from inside that building, he was able to call the police, and they came down and picked him up. So that's a really, really awful story that at least has a pretty good ending. But I just figured I would tell you that story because that happened right here in Chillicothe not more than a few years ago. As sort of a backdrop to kind of internet safety as a conversation. Um, there's a lot of risks online, and most of them are not that big, right? So let's just talk about some of the things that we do online and how we can do these things safely. I have a PowerPoint presentation that I will make sure that you guys have access to. But honestly, I think I'm just going to kind of chat with you all. I want this to be kind of interactive, and I want you to feel like you can, chime in with some different examples of things that you guys are doing online. So let's just start there. Give me examples of some of the things that you guys do online right now.
Well, I'll start with mine. I usually use like when it comes to using the internet and all that. I usually do to chat with friends, both from people I know around here, and also just people that I know everywhere else. And
Okay.
I know some of those people for like years.
So communication, maybe we could lump that into like communicating with friends. So give me an example, and other folks chime in too. What platforms or apps are you using to do your communication chats?
Let's see. So we have Discord, Instagram. What else? We
Okay.
got I guess this counts too. PlayStation, because that
Okay.
counts too.
Absolutely.
That's. I mean, and very rarely, like I never usually use it, but very rarely Snapchat.
Okay. Anybody else have an example of an app or platform you use when you're communicating with your friends online?
I guess Facebook, is one that I use.
Right. Messenger?
Yeah, Messenger,
Do you guys use Instagram DMs?
yeah, Instagram.
Okay.
Let's see. Other than that, I don't know. I would say YouTube, but I don't really communicate with people there, I guess. I just watch videos and put them up.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mostly watch videos on YouTube, but I don't communicate with anybody.
Yeah.
But
Same.
like
All
I'll
right. So now I would take watching YouTube's on like videos on YouTube and put that into a different category of activity, right? Like I would call that entertainment. Okay, so we got communication, we got entertainment. These are things we do. Um, Now I had social media kind of in a third category, right? Yes, you're sort of communicating, but it's like your folks are putting pictures up and a group of people, can join into a conversation that way. So that I had that as the third category. Tell me some other things. Is there anything else anybody does online besides those things? I can think of a couple of other categories.
I got rid of it because I just stopped using it. But I used to have a Reddit account.
Reddit. Okay. I think that could fall into maybe social media
Hmm.
or perhaps communication, depending on how involved you get in those discussions.
What's
On
that?
Yeah.
online dating, would that be one?
Oh yeah, that was definitely one of the ones I thought of. Dating, right? A lot of folks do that these days. And there's all kinds of
WhatsApp.
different experience. So somebody said WhatsApp. Okay, so
WhatsApp. Yeah.
I would include that under communication, right? That's a chat platform that a lot of people use, myself included.
I was gonna
I
say,
Yeah.
can think of it. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I was
Noah.
go- I was gonna say Twitch. Maybe is that I have a Twitch account, but I don't use it that much. I'm just gonna say you talk to people while you're talking. So
So is that, forgive me now, that's a gaming platform? Or you
It's
watch
like a live
people do
streaming.
games?
It's like live
yeah,
streaming, yeah.
yeah,
Live
like live.
streaming. But isn't there a lot of gaming live streams that happen on it?
Uh,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. By the way, you guys can see if you haven't met me in person, I'm an old guy, but I do have three kids who are in their 20s. So I got at least a little bit of cred for knowing some of the things that are happening with mostly younger people. All right, there's one big area I haven't heard anybody mention yet.
I'm surprised no one mentioned
Work.
TikTok.
Yeah, I would say TikTok as a social media platform. Yep, that's a huge one these days, right? What else? Does
Um,
anybody
Work
ever
or podcasting.
podcasting? Okay, great. I would put that into maybe the category of entertainment. It's a little different if you're actually making the podcast yourself, right? Than
Yeah, that's
just
true.
watching other people's or listening to other people's. Does anybody buy anything online?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
shopping.
Amazon. Yep.
That's a big
Amazon, yeah.
category right there. All right, good deal. So what we want to do is I'm going to kind of run through each of those categories and I'm going to give you some personal observations from different things that I've, seen, mistakes people made, and just some general advice that I have for you all on how to do each of these things safely. Okay. And like I said, I'll mention them out loud. I do have notes. If anybody's interested, I can forward these to Lori so she can send them to you guys all later if you want them in one place. All right. So let's just start with shopping. And I'm going to say my very first tip here is only shop on sites you already know about, right? That are common, well-known platforms. You're going to hear me say that a few times here today. Give me some examples of different online shopping, places that you go that everybody knows
Etsy.
Amazon.
Etsy. Okay, good. Amazon.
I think another one also relates to also PlayStation. The PlayStation Store.
Yeah,
That
great.
counts.
Yep, it absolutely does because you can buy games right from there, right?
Yep.
Where else? Anybody ever shop like at Walmart.com or places like
Yeah,
that? Okay,
like
so these
any
are
kind of.
well-known platforms, and the idea here is rather than somebody's little store on a website, and maybe you don't know what the level of security is as you're giving people your credit card information, that type of thing. If you opt for the major ones, like the ones that we've all mentioned, usually it's a little safe. You can trust the people on the other end are not gonna, do bad stuff with your credit card. Um, and the other big thing that dovetails into that is You need to pay special attention when you're shopping online to things like encryption of a website. And I won't get too far down in the weeds. If you look at it in your web browser, any site that is protected with encryption has got HTTPS in the front of it, of the web address. Some of you may be familiar with that. But in most of the web browsers, either on your phone or your tablet or computer, you can see a little lock up in the address bar, and that's what tells you you're using an encrypted conversation with those retailers, and that it's safe to put in your details. One more tip. If anybody uses a credit card, one of the options you might have is to use something called a virtual credit card. A lot of the credit card companies will offer that, and that's a specific thing that they offer for people that are shopping online. Cool. All right, before we move on to another category, anybody has an observation or something else they want to share that has to do with shopping?
I guess I just have a little bit of a story, although I didn't. I guess it's not so much the like nobody like got my credit card information or anything. It was just that I bought a product and didn't get it from when I went to an unreputable site one time.
Yeah. Yep. By the way, you can look for reviews on some of these sites too, and find out, even for things on Amazon. You guys may be familiar with the fact that individuals who are not Amazon can actually have Amazon stores, and you can look at track records that folks have for actually delivering things that are purchased and stuff like that. All right, cool. Let's talk about social media next. So I'm going to start. I have two big kind of hints for everybody when it comes to social media. I think that some people use social media in a way that I wouldn't recommend you use it. Some people use it as a platform to find and make friends. And I'm just going to get it out there that I don't think that that's a really great, safe idea. I think social media is for people who are already your friends, right? So tip number one, only friend people you know in real life. Okay, you guys on social media platforms, all the time it'll happen. Somebody will friend you and it'll be somebody you've never heard of before, or they'll try to, right? Always delete those. Because no, and to be honest, even if you were to meet somebody, whether it be on Reddit or some other platform, in a conversation and have repeated conversations with that person over time, I would recommend maybe not friending that person on social media necessarily either, if you haven't met them in real life. Because no matter how much you talk to somebody online, there's always things that you will only know about that person if you've been able to spend time with them in person. And most of the people who try to come on a social media platform and friend you are trying to scam you in some way. So the other big thing on those social media platforms is know how to report people who are doing that. How many people have seen a situation where somebody stole a picture from a social media, like a friend of yours, right? And they make a profile and they try to friend you as this person. That happens all the time, right? Well, know how to report that, whether it be Instagram or whatever platform you're on. Cool. Anybody have anything they want to share? It has to do with social media.
I had that many times on Facebook, but normally I just don't I don't accept it. I know it's not them. I just keep delete them, or I just do both. Just delete them, block them. I just I don't know who this person is. I just keep block them and delete them. Like it's a scammer. I don't trust scammers because I don't know who it is and who and all that stuff. So I just keep deleting on Facebook when I'm on Facebook. I just keep deleting friends requests and other stuff so I don't have to get hacked and stuff. So I get that occasionally. So I just keep deleting and keep blocking at the same time.
Very good. All right, next category let's talk about for a second is online dating. And I'm just going to start out by making a recommendation. If you decide you're going to do that, and we just, like I said, I have 3 kids, and some of my kids have done that. It's not my favorite thing in the world, to be honest, as a parent. But like we got to live in the real world, right? This is something that people do. So if you're going to do it, my suggestion would be use reputable sites, big ones that you know about, Match.com, eHarmony, things like that. And you'll notice as I mention those, I'm not mentioning sites like Tinder or Bumble. Um, those wouldn't be my favorite, although I know people use those platforms sometimes successfully. The thing that you want to be careful of, well, one, why would you use a dating site like that rather than other methods? For reputable ones, there's some protection that you have by communicating with people on this platform that you don't have if you're just texting them on, WhatsApp or some other sort of platform. Um, in addition to the fact that, they had to create a profile that was okay with whatever the platform is, and express a whole bunch of interests, and hopefully you would be talking to somebody that had some similar interests to you. You want to watch if you're doing that for like high costs, like premium services that are offered by some of these platforms that probably aren't going to bring you any result. Um, a couple of really big tips if you're doing online dating on these platforms: be careful about people that you're communicating with wanting to take this conversation offline, right? Like, let's not talk on Match anymore. Let's go and talk on, give me your phone number. Let's talk on WhatsApp or text, or can I call you? Um, Not saying it should never happen, but you really want to be careful about that. And then the last one is be really cautious about meeting up in person with somebody that you've met online in one of these platforms. And the big piece of advice here is if you're ever going to do that, let a lot of people know that you're going to do it. Let them know when you're doing it, let them know where you're going, and let them know every detail about that that you can, so we don't have a situation like the one I described up in the beginning. Anything anybody wants to like add to that or share when it comes to dating? Yes, go ahead.
Also too, you want to be careful on a dating site is pedophiles also, because you don't know what will happen to.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other tip? All right, I'm going to move on to the next category of stuff, which is entertainment. And that involves a lot of different things. You guys actually brought up things like gaming. Certain types of games can be more like a social media platform or communication because you're doing them with your friends online. Other types of games are just you in the game, right? And maybe there's an online community, maybe not, but maybe it falls more into the area of entertainment. I'll just say this, if we're watching YouTube or big, videos on big platforms like that, those are moderated by YouTube. So there's limitations on what people are allowed to post. And I would just say this is a really short piece of advice on entertainment. Just be careful of adult entertainment and places that you would look for things like that, and know what's legal and what's not legal, so that you don't accidentally watch some things that you could actually get in trouble with the law about in the future. And I'm glad that Crystal brought up things like pedophiles. There's some pretty bad stuff that you can get into if you get into the wrong areas of entertainment online. All right, last category is communication. And you guys brought up a few. Like, I wouldn't have thought of Discord, although that's one I've heard of.
I think well, hold on, I got like a message here. Easter Seal says audio isn't working, or I guess they're like mic isn't working. But oh, it's never mind. The message is unfinished. I don't know what they're trying to say.
Okay,
Never mind.
appreciate you monitoring that.
No problem. I was just
Austin?
I was like talking while I was reading. I was like, oh, I didn't realize the message wasn't finished.
Yeah. All good. So, you know, the big hit really in recommendation under this category of communicating with people and friends um,
Oh wait, hold on.
is
They just finished their thing. Having someone track your location
oh
when on a date,
yeah, that's a great
like
idea.
live.
Life 360 is an app I use with my whole family. Even if you don't want to sign up for an app like that, if anybody uses Google, Google has a location tracking feature that you can use to let somebody know physically where you are, right? That's a great uh, hint and recommendation when it comes to things like you know, a date with somebody. Good.
Yeah,
You know, so
thanks
when
for
it
that. Thanks for that.
go ahead.
I was just saying, thanks for sharing
Oh yeah,
these
absolutely.
details. Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, so when it comes to communication, you know, again, we're talking about whether it's a gaming platform like PlayStation or Reddit or any kind of DM, social media DM, texting, WhatsApp. Um, the big hint there, and even including things like email, which I'm sure most of the young people don't do a whole lot of emailing. That's more of an old person thing. But be aware of phishing. Sure, this is a term most of you guys have heard. So PHISH, right? Who can tell me what phishing is?
I think a good like description of it is like it's basically like scamming. It's like a different type of scam, really.
It's a specific type of scam, though,
Yeah,
right?
it's very specific. Where if I remember correctly, like they were like it's like they'll like pose as someone else, right? Like a different like company or whatever. It's like, oh yeah,
Well,
your
it's
account's been hacked. Click here on this link to reset the
great
password,
example.
and you
Great
should
example.
not
So
click
it's a
that link. You should
it
not click
could
that link.
be it could be 100 different ways, but what people are trying to do in phishing is to trick you into giving them important information that you have about yourself, whether it be passwords to an online bank, credit card information,
Social Security.
and you know, it's their security number so that they could steal an identity, whatever it is. You know, that's kind of what phishing is all about. And you know, if you went back 10, 15 years, it was a situation where most of this happened through email. So you know, we didn't worry about it on texting platforms. But I'm gonna guess most of you, if you have any kind of text or you know capability, even over things like WhatsApp, you're familiar with the fact that people are trying to reach out over these platforms now and trick you there. Whether it be, hey, you have a package that needs to be picked up, or hey, we're the IRS and you owe us money, whatever it would be, or just people um, acting like they accidentally reached out to you. Hey, this is Mary. I'm looking for Joe, right? You get those, and you're not Joe, right? So, and then they try to start a conversation with you that leads who knows where. So the key is just be aware the vast majority of people who are reaching out without you inviting them to do that, again, are trying to scam you in some way. So anything anybody wants to add when it comes to, you know, phishing or communication? All right. So I'm going to leave you with the very one biggest safety tip of all, and it applies to every one of these areas. And that is this: have friends that you can talk to about any situation that you might find yourself in online. Okay. And I know that all of our advocates would fall into the category of saying, hey, we'll be your friend. We'll take a look at whatever the situation is. I'm sure Lori would say that. I would say that. I'm a resource for anybody. You know, if you get into any kind of a situation in any of those categories online, just good sometimes to have a friend look at it with another pair of eyes and give you their feedback, because we all want to help keep each other safe, right?
Right. It still sounds like another recommendation. For tracking. Like if you're going out, purchase a tracker for your shoes. So if someone takes your phone, you can still be located by your attire.
It's a great idea, right? Have you guys heard of Tile? or little products like that. They're meant for keys, but you could put those things anywhere, right? So then people could track, uh, wherever that device is with
That's
a phone.
actually really smart. That's actually really smart.
Yeah,
Wow.
great one. Cool. Well, I mean, if anybody has another question or comment, we'll take it. But that's what I had to share with everybody today.
Do you guys have any questions for George? I mean, he's the man about IT stuff. He can help you with anything. You guys got any questions for him about maybe something that's happened to you online, or maybe a question you might have that you've never been able to ask anybody about something maybe that weird happened online that you'd like to maybe get his advice on or something? No, everybody's had great online experiences. Good for you guys.
Like that, never been scammed in my life, thank God.
I
Good.
had a similar thing like Bryce had. I ordered a few things and I paid for them and I didn't get them. And something that I do that George might be able to back me up with, instead of using my debit card or maybe a personal credit card online, a lot of times I will pay for things through PayPal, because that's kind
That's
of
a
an
great one.
extra layer. That way they don't get my information. PayPal has my information. And then also PayPal will have a thing where if you don't get your product, you can file a complaint with them and they can help you get your money back. Am I correct on
Yeah,
that, George?
that's a really good one. I've actually had that situation come up with PayPal where I had to get them to help me many years ago. I will just give you this one little caution about PayPal. I've actually had a situation in the last year where there were a couple of purchases I made through PayPal, and PayPal somehow got the idea that these were going to be annual renewed purchases. So the next year came by, and then I just get this thing from PayPal. Hey, you renewed this service. I'm like, what? I didn't mean to renew that, and I had to go back and reverse it. But generally, I would say PayPal's a good thing. Yeah.
Also something else, George, I will tell everybody that I had trouble with. Like sites can be hacked. I travel a lot. I used booking.com to book a hotel room one time, and I received a message from booking.com from the hotel about re-entering my credit card information. I went to booking.com. The message was there. I went ahead and re-entered my stuff, even though I'd paid for my room. And I was kind of having reservations about it, but I knew it was from booking.com. So I thought, well, it's okay. And the reason why I called it was when they had me enter my phone number, I had to change the country code back to the United States, then a one.
Yeah.
And I thought that was odd. So as soon as I hit send, I'm like, wait a minute, that was weird. I immediately went to my bank app and stopped my debit card. And within a matter of minutes, I had two fraudulent charges try to come through on my debit card. So you just got to be careful, guys. Like George said, if you have a question before you do anything, ask someone. I know advocates. Remember when we were at Project Stir and we got those emails about your paychecks and we were freaking out. We didn't know what that meant. And we contacted George and he talked us off the ledge about that. They were legit. So just anytime you have any questions about anything online, find someone else and ask them, hey, do you think this is okay? And just be cautious because I would hate for anybody to be in a situation like George talked about earlier about someone, taking you for a ride and then, kidnapping you. We don't ever want that to happen. I would hate to rally the troops and come rescue you from here. So, but
I
does
also
anybody
like
else have
to
anything for George, Austin?
yes. I like to add that the one experience is what some of my mom had. One experience with my mom. Literally, so it was from an Instagram ad, believe it or not. She found his Instagram ad like, oh, that's a cool product. She bought it. She paid money for it. Never came by. So that can happen on advertisements too, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media you might use. Like
Yeah.
don't trust every ad you see.
Yeah, by the way, I did drop my email in the chat. Anybody's can feel free to email me if you do have any questions after our chat today, or if you want to reach out to me on social media, you're welcome to do that too.
All right. Anyone else want to any comments, questions, whatever? No. All right.
Let's give
Thanks for
Georgia a
having me. I'm gonna
virtual
run.
round of applause today for talking to us about social media and the dangers. Again, you guys know how to get a hold of me here at any time. Like George said, if you have a question about anything, reach out to us. I can forward messages to George, or I can give you his email address. He's a great resource for all of us here at Pioneer. He's the man. That's why we call George the man. So thank you, George, for joining us. Austin, why don't you finish out the meeting?
All right. So
Yes.
last little thing here is the Crusade for Change. Has anything happened to you guys in the last month that just didn't feel right? All just because of who you are, just because of the disability that you might have. No one?
Did anybody have anything happen? Maybe accessibility issues or someone not wanting to work with you because of your disability, or has anything like that happened to anyone?
Or like they disregard you, that type thing.
So I have a accessibility kind of thing.
Let's hear it, Bryce.
So actually, I guess you know what, it wasn't really a huge problem this time because like we got to the table. But I know that if say I go to Texas Roadhouse at like a busy time and like they have to like I can't sit at a table, like they have to sit me by like one of those booths or whatever, like those are really tall and hard to get my chair up to really, and yeah. But yeah, the last time it was fine, but I've had an issue with there before at times.
Is there any place
That's a good
else
one.
that anybody can think of in Chillicothe that maybe you've had an issue getting into with like a chair or accessibility or steps or entrances? I know next month some of the advocates are going to be meeting Lacey downtown to review some parking spaces. Some of you have RSVP'd for that about parking and being able to load and unload a chair from the side or from the back, because I know that is an issue. And also Lacey is still out there scouting locations for adult changing tables. So that's something exciting that hopefully by the end of the year, the summer, that those of you that need that access to that resource, that we're going to have those available throughout Chillicothe that you'll be able to use at your leisure and when you need them. So we are working real hard here at Pioneer to help you. Anybody have anything else they'd like to talk about today? Sabrina, go ahead and log in, girl. What you got?
Yeah. Also too, for me is that I have been like threatened to the police with my disability in the past.
You've been threatened with what, dear?
She's been threatened to.
I've been threatened to the police in the past.
To bullies, yeah.
Yeah.
I think fortunately with this advocacy group that we are starting and we're trying to bring more people in, I hope you guys feel like that we're developing a community of like minds where we can come together and talk about these things and support each other. And just know that you've always got on the screen, you've always got friends that you can talk to, and that we are here for you. And we're always here to have your back and help you get through those tough times and things that maybe that bother you. So please use us as a resource. And like I said, I feel like we're a gang now. I think we need like some signs, Hunter. We need to have some kind of hand signal for our gang.
Yeah.
Come up with that. Yeah. Virginia has a chat real quick. She was able to discuss her bracelets and give a speech on her story. Because the video keeps freezing. Virginia, we can reschedule since you're having audio issues, and maybe we can have you chat at our June in-person meeting. Would that sound good for you guys?
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it at the June meeting in person? Yes.
Yeah, would that be okay, Virginia? Then we could talk to you in person. Would that be okay if I could schedule you for that?
Yeah.
But yes, but
That'll be way better.
yes, but my question is, how am I going to get there?
We'll take you. Yeah, we're gonna go. So
Also,
you can-
Virginia, do you see what's on my desk?
The bracelets.
I
You
have
bought
your
some-
bracelets from the art show. They're on my desk. I got those.
Did you buy those?
I did. These are on my desk.
Nice.
Did you buy those?
I did. These are what you made. Yeah. So Virginia, I'm going to go ahead and make a note that we'll add you to that in-person meeting on June
that's fine.
27th.
June 27th, that's fine.
we will be
Okay,
there.
that way we can hear you better and we'll be able to hear your story because I want you to be able to get that out. So we'll make that happen, my friend.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome,
so-
Virginia.
Is there anyone else
Okay.
who want to talk about what happened the last month? All right. All right, cool. Well, I guess we can go ahead and do the what is it, like the reminders, right, for like the next meeting.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and wrap it up and we'll
All
see
right.
everybody next time. Tell us about our next meeting, Austin.
All
Where
right,
are we
so
meeting?
I'll remind y'all that our next in-person meeting will be May 23rd. Did you say June 23rd, didn't you? You know I messed up there.
No, Virginia will be at the June meeting. We're talking about the May meeting right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry. I
You're
thought
fine.
you like I thought it was a mistake there. All right, yeah, our next in-person meeting will be May 23rd at the Dock at Water at 80 East Main Street. Right here in Chill Coffee. So
Austin, I'm going to repeat that because you kind of cut out.
did I cut
Our
out?
next
Yeah, sorry.
meeting is our in-person meeting. It's on May 23rd at the Dock at Water. You'll be able to purchase lunch there, or you can bring your own sack luncheon if you want to. At that meeting, we're going to have our advocate Connor give a presentation on OCD. He's been researching that. And also our other guest is the superintendent of the Pioneer Center, Amy Beeler. So make sure you come to that meeting if you have any questions at all about the Pioneer Center and what we do and about Amy and what she does. That will be a great time for you to show up and talk to her about that. And also I'm looking forward to hearing about Connor's research. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out today. I want to wave to everybody and thank you for coming. I'm so happy to see your faces today. I believe DJ is the winner of the coffee mug today. DJ, show us your mug. Where is it, DJ? Where's your mug? Do you guys agree that's the winner today? I think it is. Anybody got a mug that can beat that? No. So I owe Austin and DJ and that's okay, Easter Seals. We got you. We'll see you back on back at our next Coffee with Crusaders. You guys have fun with your fish fry. So DJ, Austin, and does anybody remember who had the coffee mug last month? Was it you, Bryce?
I think it was me.
Okay, so the next in-person meeting on May 23rd, I will have a little gifty for the three of you for having awesome coffee mugs. Thank you guys for coming today. I'm going to release you from this. Please have a great weekend, and I hope we see you at the dock on May 23rd. Thank you, Austin and Bryce. You guys did a great job today.
All right, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye-bye, guys.
Catch you guys later.
Adios.